Hey, I'm Kevin, and this is HFX by Bike, a channel all about getting around Halifax by bike. In today's video, I'll be making the relatively short trip from the edge of Point Pleasant Park in South End Halifax to the R Studios HQ gym in the North End. As always, I'll be playing a game of +1 - 2 along the way. Every time I run into something that makes my trip safer or more convenient, I'll add a point, and every time I run into something that makes it less safe or less convenient, I'll take 2 away. You can keep track of how I think the ride is going by looking at the heads-up display in the bottom right-hand corner. I'm starting out at the Tower Road entrance of Point Pleasant Park, immediately on Point Pleasant Drive, which is a local street. Yonge Avenue is also a local street, so I won't be taking any points off. These are the South Park Street protected bike lanes. They're going to take me north towards Bell Road. The bus stops along South Park Street have street-facing ramps. I don't think this is the best way to handle the overlap between bikes and the transit network, but I think this works as a low-cost interim build given the space constraints. This bus is making a right turn onto Spring Garden. The visibility of a vehicle roughly scales inversely with its size, so I'm not totally sure that the bus driver can see me right now. As an exercise in defensive riding, I am not inclined to put myself between the bus and the curb. I don't have a specific design complaint here, I just missed my light cycle because of the bus, and I think that's annoying. Don't park in the bike lane. There's a smooth connection into the Bell Road painted bike lanes. The unsignalized intersection at Ahern tends to cause drivers to make panicked last-minute turns off of Bell when traffic is heavy. There's a smooth connection onto the Halifax Commons, which is going to function as a multi-use path and carry me forward north. The shared path continues through the Cogswell roundabout, although the roundabout itself is designed to maximize the speed of cars, and that makes it a bit less safe to use. This section of the Commons is considerably narrower, which causes problems given the higher levels of pedestrian traffic. I'm going to use Welsford to connect to Windsor Street, but it's on the other side of a forced dismount at Roby. These are the Windsor Street painted bike lanes, and they're going to take me most of the rest of the way to the North End. This is the infamous Quantum intersection. The bike lane drops out to make space for a turn lane for cars, and the misaligned roads make drivers hard to predict. A drawback of painted lanes is that the space gets fully occupied whenever buses stop to pick up or drop off passengers. In heavier traffic, passing them can be a bit dicey, so often the best move is just to wait. I'm making the turn onto the Almon Street protected bike lanes. They're new, and this section was actually closed for construction on the day I was filming, so I'm on foot for the last little bit. There isn't currently any bike parking directly on site, but all of the surrounding buildings have bike racks, and I suspect that the city is going to install curbside racks once construction is done on the bike lanes, so I'll call it a draw for points. I was in one form of bike infrastructure or another for 4 kilometers, so here are the bonus points. My trip from Point Pleasant Park in the South End to our studio's HQ on Almon Street in the North End took about 20 minutes, which is relatively slow. You can probably make this trip a bit faster by heading north along Agricola and then taking the left onto Almon. You'd have less bike lane coverage, and you might get stuck in rush hour traffic on Agricola, but the option's there if you want it. During afternoon rush hour, the same trip by car would take 14 to 26 minutes on average according to Google. If done by transit, the trip time is estimated to be 35 minutes, so going by bike and using a somewhat slower route to hug the bike network nets you travel time that's comparable or slightly slower than just driving during peak hours. There weren't any major issues on this trip, save for having to stop at various points to accommodate how transit interacts with the bike lanes. Otherwise, this is a relatively straightforward trip route that most people should be able to do without very much interaction with traffic. That's it for this one. Let me know what kind of trips around the city you'd like to see covered or local businesses that I should visit by going to the video request map link in the description. And if you like this kind of thing, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more videos all about getting around Halifax by bike. As always, thanks for watching and see you next time.